Hi everyone, welcome to another wonderful, yummy episode of Hot Life and Hot Love. How do we create hot life and hot love for ourselves and keep it hot all the way through? And today I have a really yummy, extra special guest with us, Alana Pratt. Oh my gosh, Alana Pratt is in the house. Alana, I should have music going. And along with my BFF and also colleagues, Kelly Wolf. And we are talking about intimacy today. Oh my gosh, how fun is that? Intimacy is something that we all crave for, and it's so hard to get. And especially if you are beginning your journey of dating again and meeting men out there either online or in person, and then how do you get past all that awkwardness and then create intimacy so that the conversation is meaningful, so that there's a future in what you're doing, so that whoever that you're meeting, it's worth your time and your energy. Because why do it if it's going to be like, the same old boring conversation like, hi, my name is so-and-so, and yeah, I've been divorced, and I haven't done, It's like, ugh, kill me now, right? So we have the intimacy expert in the house, Alana Pratt. Enough talking for me. Come on in, Alana.
Oh, I'm so glad to get to be here. You were saying like, oh my God, kill me now, right? Yeah, I mean, I'm single too, so I'm a teacher of this and also a walker of my talk.
Yeah, absolutely. We all are, right?
Yeah, I'm out there in the real world, and so I've got tips that are going to work if you're a man or if you're a woman, if it's your first week out dating, or if you've been at this for years and years. So I'm happy to be of contribution.
Yay! So let's do a little personal share first. Like, what's your relationship to intimacy? Like, what's your journey been like with that? Because intimacy is not easy, right? So let's hear from both of all three of us. Like, what's your journey been like with intimacy, Alana?
For me, when I first started out, let's say in my 20s, I was so insecure, and I was out looking into the world for my worth, and I was 3 steps ahead of everybody. Am I sexier than her? Will he like me? What do I have to do to get attention? Like, I was so freaked out on 24/7 basis, never in my body, never present. I had no intimate relationship with myself, because when I looked inside, I did not want to see what I saw, an insecure girl who didn't believe in herself and doubted her self-worth. Let's not look there. Let's look on the outside. I need, bigger boobs and a smaller ass, or what, all that stuff, right? That does not confidence make. And so it took, first divorce, mother dying, second divorce, court battle. I mean, it's taken a lot to really humble me.
Yeah.
And to recognize the only one in common in all these things is me. Yeah. So let's have a look. And when I began to into me I see, and go inside with no intention to fix me. No intention to, well, I'll go inside and try to be nice to that scared part of me so she'll fucking shut up and I can, be confident. No, it's go inside and love that part of me, even if she never changes for eternity. Can I love her even then? And yes, I can.
Oh, that is so touching, and like my heart just went, whoa. It's like, right? Yeah, and in my world, it's like I love and accept myself as is. Period. As broken, as awkward, as whatever that I judge myself to be. Right? Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. How about you, Kelly?
Oh, well, I, like Alana, I had a very low level of intimacy, growing up. I had a great intimate relationship with adults through my childhood, and then somewhere lost it. And so I, too, was very awkward in my 20s and just, kind of all over the place. After I married, there's different levels of intimacy with different types of people. I managed to achieve great intimacy with my children when they were born. And then my husband went impotent and had no desire to fix it. And I thought for a long time that it was my problem. So I decided that I was going to go inside and I was going to become intimate with myself so that I could be secure on that front and be okay with that.
Beautiful. Thank you, honey. It's such a sweet. I love us. That's all I can say. Uh, for me, I'm a mechanical engineer at heart. I'm very practical. I'm also a tiger mom. I'm Asian, so all these strikes against me. I'm like how I'm very rational and practical, and so I think that I'm very intimate. I think that I'm very easy to access because it just seems like whatever I feel is on my face, and over time, my girlfriends would say, "Are you kidding? I can't even get inside." I'm like, "What the fuck? Are you kidding? You have full access to me." And so it's like it's been like a challenge of lifetimes where it's like I think I'm wide open, and people think I live in a castle, and there's a moat. There's a moat in between us, and then the gate has to come down. So it's been a very challenging and vulnerable place of like intimacy. Oh my gosh, anyway, that's my journey with intimacy. So I totally get it. I totally get how difficult it is to connect with someone. And for me, the way out was actually my coaching skills. It really taught me how to sit and listen and talk to people and really can see deep into them. And when I can do that, they feel really heard and seen by me. So that's how I create intimacy. It's still hard for them to go into me because most people don't have that skill. So a lot of times I feel not understood or not fully seen by that. So it's a lifetime, right? So tell us, Alana, like, just tell us all your tips. I mean, like, turn your speaker on. Just tell us, like, how do we fix this? What is this thing called intimacy, and why is it so challenging?
I think one of the reasons that intimacy is so challenging is that we give vulnerability a bad rap. We have it that vulnerability is bad or weak, when in fact I believe that's our greatest strength, and I even think it's sexy. Yeah. When we really look at maybe our favorite movie stars or our favorite YouTube videos, it's when people are raw and real, and they don't shrink back, and they don't judge themselves, and they don't blame others. They just be real. It's magnetizing. It's so irresistible. So if we really look, vulnerability is where we want to go toward, not away from. And so just some really simple tips for dating that you can use is on a date, whether you're a man or a woman, don't go on the date empty, what I call empty. You want to fill yourself up first, because if you're empty, you're going to seek approval or seek control or seek something. So whatever that works, however you fill up your bucket, do that, whether it's dancing beforehand or listening to a guided meditation or being in nature or whatever it is. Go to the date full. Second, don't be afraid if things are going a little weird just to go to the bathroom for a second. And I always like to check in with my body, because as a woman, my vagina will either go, ooh, I do not feel safe. I do not feel seen. I do not like him. He might be rich and handsome and all these things, but I don't feel good. Or my vagina, I suppose, or my belly, but I like to say vagina because it feels like a permakegel or not, okay? Yeah. So if my vagina is like, yeah, I'm kind of nervous, but wow, I really feel seen. I'd like to get to know him more. Like, my body will tell me. And guys, I don't know what that would be. Like, maybe your balls talk to you or something. I don't know. But go to the bathroom and like check in with your manliness. Like, does this woman honor the grandeur that I am? Does she seem interested in what I do on the planet? Like, your body will either, your posture, especially guys, your posture will either go, I don't think so, or it'll go, I need to prove more because she's not listening, and it'll be this bravado, so not sexy, or it'll be right in the center. So just take a little moment to either during the date or take a little side note and go off to the bathroom and check in with your body, because I would not trust this.
Well, I always say if you're going to do anything in life, anything, if your cock is not hard or your pussy is not wet, then you're down the wrong path. So I think we're right in line. I mean, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, so yes. Is your cock hard? Is your pussy wet? If it's not, then and what you said about the weird, when the date goes weird or the conversation go weird. And by the way, this goes for, I think it actually goes in all aspects of your life. You know, in a business conversations or whatever. You know, like if things goes weird, it's a huge opportunity, right? It's a huge opportunity for vulnerability. But most of the time, because we're so afraid of vulnerability, we just kind of like try to be professional and close up and, you know, appropriate instead of vulnerability, right?
Yeah. It is totally okay on a date to say, like for my male clients, like just be real. Like if you forgot the last thing she just said because you're so mesmerized by her eyes, say it. I feel like such a dork right now, but I don't remember anything you said because your smile is just. Can you say that again? Like it's so irresistible, so gorgeous. If a guy would be honest like that, right? Or even if like you can even admit you're nervous. Like, wow, you're amazing. I'm feeling a little nervous right now. I just really love it when you say that your eyes lit up. Like, just be honest. And same with the ladies. You know, it's totally endearing to somebody that's kind. And that's a good match for you, for when you show up in your authenticity and vulnerability, for them to come closer and for it to build trust and honesty and connection. That's actually what intimacy is, right? You're letting them see into you because you're willing to see into you and express that. And those are what makes the memorable dates. Not that you got your bio correct on the first run, and not that you got, well, I work here and I drive that, and like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, don't do that.
Memorable dates are when you have those awkward, vulnerable, authentic, intimate moments where you don't shrink and you don't cover it up, but you just be real. Yeah. And if that person can't be with that, no big deal. They're not your partner. Move on.
That's right.
But if they are, you will be unforgettable to them.
Absolutely. And let's bring Kelly in because Kelly's going through a really fun phase right now where she is rediscovering herself and really stepping into her sexuality and owning it. Is it okay if we go there?
Yeah, it is. Actually, that's the story that came to mind. It's so funny because
let me set this up for a second because I know a lot of women that come to me and work with me and they want to start dating again. The whole entering into the sexual intimacy is really awkward and scary for them. It's like that vagina thing that Alana talked about. It goes right, and you have been, you know.
I had the opposite reaction.
Yeah, so how do you open it up, Kelly? How are you able to feel safe and create intimacy, boom, like that?
I think that for me, because my husband was impotent for so long, it I don't want to say it forced me, but I took that opportunity to really go inside my own body. And at a certain level, I mean, yeah, I still get the moments where like, oh, I have my double chin and I'm not as cute as I think I should be. But inside, I'm actually really secure in a lot of situations. And I think just taking that opportunity and that time to be with myself in all different ways allowed me to do that.
So great. And then it still is.
And you have to learn what your body likes. You have to touch yourself. You have to be with yourself. You have to explore yourself. I mean, you have to do that.
You want to weigh in on this one, Alana? Now we're getting really intimate, right? We just gone zoom right into
0 to 60.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So I had this situation. I had the opposite. Most women come to me and are like, oh, I want to date. And I came to me and I said, I don't want to date. I want a lot of sex. I don't want to date. I don't want any relationships. I want to kick him out of bed later on. I want to roll over, cuddle with my teddy bear.
I think that's so hot.
It is, right?
I really do. And so I'll tell you about myself and my clients. So it's very important when we drop in to our belly and we listen to what our truth is, that place that's not verbal or strategic or any of that. It's just, Right? There's a truth in our body, I believe, at different times in our life, different times in our evolution, that requires a certain thing. And for me, when I was out of my first divorce, that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to have different partners. I wanted to have sex. I wanted to discover who I was. I wanted to heal. I wanted to play. I was adventurous. That's what I wanted. I didn't want one person. And there's nothing bad or wrong or dirty or naughty or any of that, in my opinion. However, if you're going against your truth, that's where we need to be careful. So you don't just date one guy because people say you should, and you don't not date many because people say you're a slut. You know, talk to the hand, whatever, talk to the finger, and do what's true for you. And for a period of time after my second divorce, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted long distance partners, so I could focus on me, focus on my son, focus on my business, and then go away for long weekends. That's what I wanted. And I attracted that. And it's been several years now, and it's 10 since my divorce. So I'm ready for the one. I'm ready for my guy to wake up to. And I wasn't ready till I was ready. And there's nothing weak about that or wrong about that. So I encourage all men, all women to get clear with what you want. And here's the other thing. Please communicate it to your partner, to your dates. Because the worst thing is somebody looking for the one and you're just looking for fun, or the opposite. Yeah. You don't want to break any hearts. You want to have the courage to tell the truth to these people. Now, if they don't hear you, that's their problem. But you got to say it.
That's right. Yes. And I think that's what's so powerful about you, Kelly, is that you have been very clear and you've been upfront and you're speaking what you want.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I think for me, I know finding a certain level of intimacy was being able to communicate and be clear also. That's, to me, that's a level of intimacy also.
That's a huge level of intimacy, right? Your ability to speak what you want, to get to know what you want and speak it, and then to to sit through the fire of that is really vulnerable and intimate. And it allows for men or partners to show up and meet you there, which is also very intimate and beautiful. So I think if you're out there and you're stuck having really shallow conversations with people, I think you're not touching a deep enough stuff. You're not touching a vulnerable enough stuff about yourself so that people can meet you. Yeah. Is that a fair statement?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hallelujah, sister.
Yes. What else do they know about creating intimacy? And intimacy, so that's the beginning, right? That's the dating part. But what about intimacy in a relationship? You know, like as we go deeper with each other, and now it's not the first year anymore. Now it's the 6th or 7th year.
Mm-hmm. Pick me. Can I go?
Yeah, I have no
experience over there.
Failure.
Go ahead, in my coaching practice, I generally work with men who are going through a divorce to awaken their grandeur and be treated like a king by being that king, right? Yeah. However, I also have couples that have been together for 20 years, and maybe the kids move out, and then it's just the two of them, and they're like, oh shit, we really haven't talked for 20 years.
Oh,
and there's this person that I need to talk to. Yeah.
Okay, say that again. That last part, the internet got frozen.
I was frozen. So where do I need to start?
The couple, the kids have gone away. Yeah.
Right. So sometimes I work with couples, and the kids have gone away, and now it's just the two of them, and they realize how very little they have in common. Yeah. And they realize how little they've talked because they just sort of do things with the kids but never together. So here's a beautiful practice that's been taught to me, and it's called the dyad. And it's 3 questions that you ask for about 30 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 20. Set the timer. Mm-hmm. The only response you can have is thank you. Thank you doesn't mean I agree. It just means I hear you. I hear you. Yeah. Okay? So the first question is, tell me something you like about me. Just for 5 minutes, back and forth. Just one thing. So let's practice. Mivu, tell me something you like about me.
Oh my gosh, I like everything about you. You're fun, you're all heart, you're vulnerable, you're sexy, and you put yourself out there, and you're generous, like madly generous.
Oh, thank you. So it's supposed to just be one, but I don't mind more. So my job would be to say, thank you. No comments, right? No, thank you. And then you would say, tell me something that you like about me. And then I would respond and tell you all the magnificent things about you. The next question after 5 minutes is, tell me something you think we align on. So many times when things get uncomfortable with a partnership, you think one's on one team and one's on the other. But this is something that brings people together, that they're on the same team. Okay, so that's for 5 minutes.
Alana, tell me something that we are aligned together.
I think that we're aligned in loving being a contribution to people, their relationships, their self-confidence, their juiciness, and having just the fullness of who they are alive in the world with a partner, and then all that's possible to give the world from that glorious inspiration of a communion.
Yay!
Yay!
Thank
So
you
go back and forth with your partner for 5 minutes on that one. And you can do this over dinner, in bed, taking a drive somewhere, anyway you want, on a walk. Third question, tell me something you want me to know. Now, we don't normally have the space to be heard and not be like that immediate, well, what do you mean? Last week I blah, 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 right? Like all they're going to say is thank you. So you can go all the way to the core. Well, something I really want you to know.
Wait, let's bring Kelly in. Kelly, tell us something that you want us to know.
Something I want you to know. I don't know. Nothing strikes me offhand.
Take a big deal. Oh, that's such a great demonstration, because you know what? I bet you when you sit there, especially with a man, and you ask that question, they will answer it exactly like that. I don't know. There's nothing for you to know. Thank you so much for demonstrating that. So what do we do when that's the case, Alana?
Well, again, this is a practice in not judging and not making people wrong. So you just say, thank you. And then the partners switch. And so then, Kelly, you would say, tell me something that you want me to know. And you would sit there. Good. Well, thank you. So if this was really me in a relationship with somebody after 20 years and the intimacy isn't there, I would say something like, I'm just projecting, but like, let's imagine, something I want you to know is that I miss you.
Oh, gosh.
Your touch. I miss you caring. I miss your sexy texts in the middle of the day. And the other person would say, thank you. Not, but I did, blah, 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 is not allowed. It's just thank you. And so it's this really safe, non-judgmental space to get deeper than we normally do in everyday lives. And over time, you can change that last question. You can even do it like once a week in your relationship. And you can say, tell me something about you and sex. Tell me something about you and money. Tell me something about you that you're afraid to tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me something about you and oral sex. I mean, you can make it as sexy or as heartfelt or as whatever you want, but the point is you're making it safe to connect deeply. And over time, I have literally done this in a relationship with a man for 52 weeks for a year that we were dating. We had 10 years of spiritual evolution in 1 year because of the depth that we had these conversations, and it made me change my name from relationship coach, which I guess I still am, but into intimacy expert, because this is real. This changes lives. Yourself.
That's beautiful. Yeah, and I could just so see, you know, like if you're out there dating and meeting someone new for the first time, and you're sitting there and you can say that, you know, like, tell me something about you, like something really vulnerable that
you
maybe
want me to
you
know.
didn't share yesterday. Yeah, right. Like you don't normally share to other people. Bam, right there, you're now connecting, and this. Okay, I'm going to address another thing, and this also addresses a lot of complaint that people have out there about, you know, I meet all these guys, but I'm not attracted to them. You know what? Attraction comes when you see intimacy. When you have intimacy and you can see into their soul, you will be attracted to them. But if you're just looking on the outside, there's not that much attraction going on, especially when you're up dating at an old age. Alana is jumping over there. She's got to get in. Go, baby, go.
No, but this is great. If you say, if you could ask them, so what do you do, right? You're going to get a certain level of communication. Well, I work here and I do that, right? But if you go, tell me something that lights you up about your job or your mission or your legacy or like why you're on the planet. Tell me something about that. Totally different connection, totally different answer, and they feel seen and heard on this very deeper level. So, you know, look at the quality of questions you ask on a date, and look at the quality of your listening on a date. And you can't listen well from emptiness and neediness, so fill yourself up, listen to yourself, be authentic, ask better questions, and make room for some magic.
Oh, it's so touching. I was just talking to someone today in my meetup group. I have a Let Love in meetup group in the Bay Area, and so she was complaining about how, like she meets a lot of people and she can't seem to move them from online, conversation into a real date, or like men tend to move too slow. And as I'm listening to you, Elena, I'm just kind of like, and your questionings, I think, the quality of the conversations and how you engage them and have people known and seen will help you really. I mean, either they will move into action with you or they will drop out right away, which is great.
Yeah.
They're not your people anyway, so you don't want to waste them super hot, right?
Yep.
Anything you want to add, Kelly?
No, I ditto.
I want to make sure you have space because I know Elena and I can just like, woo!
No, it's good.
So tell us a little bit more of what you do with your male clients. How do they find you and how do they work with you?
Well, I'd like to give them all a taste of me.
Oh God! Oh, be careful!
I'm such a flirt. I'm so sorry. Okay, I have written this amazing report called "Get Her to Say Yes," and I want to give it to you. And if you go to my website, which is alanapratt.com, and that's spelled ALLANAPRATT.com, and if you go /Maivu, MAIVU, I think it's all lowercase, so be sure about that, Maivu. You can get, you just go right there and you get access to this report. And so the way I really work with men is sort of like on these 3 layers. This is very much explained inside my report. I believe women want to be penetrated by a man's energy, not just through his pelvis, which we do, okay? But if you just come out with your sexual energy, you kind of come across as slimy. But if you only come across with your heart energy, which we want to be penetrated with as well, then you're the nice guy and we'll put you in the friend zone. And yes, we feel you, but can you really ravish me the way I want, right? And the third way I think women really want to be penetrated is with your eyes. Like really having great eye contact for most men is quite difficult because they're wounded in their heart and they're not grounded in their balls. Why are they wounded in their heart? They were emasculated. Why are they not grounded in their balls? I've met very few men who are absolutely shame-free of their erotic sexual energy. Very few. So when they're in their eyes looking at a woman, they're kind of darting their eyes and she feels very uncomfortable and she doesn't feel safe. So you want to be able not just to look to her, but in her and through her, to the essence that she is. So she knows that she can rest into you and you're going to open her to the edges of the universe. So I literally help men to operate on all those different levels as a man, which feels friggin' amazing. I awaken their grandeur as a king. And what it does is it makes a quality woman perk up, notice, surrender so that she can be devoted to you and you can claim her. And so this report is going to be it's really long, but it's a great start into the work that I do. And if you feel so called to move forward, I'm a badass coach. And so I will help you, help you get her to say yes. Yeah.
That's so beautiful because what I see in a lot of the men that come into my group is that they are wounded. I mean, they've gone through a divorce, they've been left or betrayed or something, and they've been such a nice guy, right? So if you've been such a nice guy and you were there for your wife and yet she left you in one way or another, or the relationship fell apart, and then you're wounded, and then you're trying so hard to like start to date again, but can you really trust the next relationship? Can you really open up? And meanwhile, as you're working through that, you're starting to eat and you're feeding your loneliness with food and beer, and then you're starting to gain weight, and then you cut yourself down on you shame yourself and you beat yourself down some more, and now it's like, oh, this cycle of stuckness, and it's so sad. It really is. And I get your pain, and I'm so glad Alana is here because I so want you all to go to her and really get the report and check it out and talk to her and find out, what does Elena do that could turn me around and have me step into my king? Because that is hot. Yeah.
That is really hot.
And I thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Maivu. I think for a man to tell a man that his heart is emasculated is hard.
Yeah.
And there's something about my space, because I love men and I don't judge them, and I'm so tender and healing, and I'm also feisty and sassy, and I also believe in them like their queen does. Like, there's just how I'm designed is such a perfect fit. So they get reset of what it really feels like to be honored and valued and believed in by a woman, and something in them goes, okay, that's what it's going to feel like. And then you go out and you're like, no, 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 yes. And then you have it, and it's such a privilege.
You betcha.
Yeah.
And if you are a woman and you're sitting there going, I want some of that, I want somebody to do that for me, that's what Kelly and I do on this side. We work with the woman. Like, if you are a woman and, you know, you're feeling a little older, you're like 20 pounds older than you like and 20 pounds heavier than you like, and you feel like, I don't know how to date, I don't know how to, like, really grab a man and you know, like, does he want me? Oh my gosh, the answer is yes. And we just have to find you, right? And help you find your softness, find what I call, you know, your beautiful princess self, who is just so deserve to be loved, adored, and cherished. And then also find your priestess self, who really deserve to be worshipped and listened to, and, like, you know, help you create whatever it is that you're here to create on this planet. Powerful, powerful combination. So Kelly and I got you on that side, and Alana got the man on the other side, and together we're gonna, like, turn this whole entire world in the right order. Yay! Anyway, well, I would love to invite you to come to my next event in the Bay Area on March 7th and 8th, called Hot Life, Hot Love. And so bring your girlfriend and register your spot. There are only 50 spots available, and so I want you to come, and it's a 2-day, so that you can really learn how to recreate yourself so that you can be loved, adored, and cherished in this world. Anything else, it's not acceptable for you, right? I mean, this is how we all should be. So thank you so much, Alana, for being here today. You are a rock star. I just, like, want you to come back over and over and over again.
It was such a pleasure.
Oh, thank you both. Please send me the link for the ladies so I can send it to my ladies and make sure they go.
I will.
My pleasure, because you do great work. And any of the ladies listening, I highly recommend you get your cute butt in that seat and let yourself be loved by these ladies. They're amazing.
Awesome. Thank you. And Kelly, thank you so much too, honey. Like, we'll kind of, like, squish you in the middle there.
That's okay. I'm liking a sandwich these days.
But I want to do a little plug for Kelly, because Kelly is a rock star. What you don't know about Kelly yet is that she is an amazing intuitive healer. She can read you and find out in, like, oh my gosh, 10 minutes of why you're stuck where you're stuck, what's going on with you and relationship. And not only does she have access to information in this lifetime, she actually kind of know how it traced back to, like, several lifetimes ago, which makes her really awesome and freaky scary and super cool. I love her, and I just love it. Whenever she holds my feet and she's like, oh, there's something there. What's that, honey? And then it just kind of unravel itself, and it's just wonderful. So that's what you're going to get to see, Kelly, and her magic and her power at the event also. So I look forward to March 7th and 8th in Dublin, California. Come to my Hot Life and Hot Love event. Alana, the next time I'm down in LA, or I'll just have to make a trip to LA just to see you, honey. I love and adore you. Thank you so much.
I love and adore you. Thank you for the privilege, both of you, for being on your show, and all my love to all of you watching. Mwah.
Bye, love.
Bye.